Satnam Aloha. So we've got a solar new moon eclipse in the sign of Gemini in the shadow of domination, the gift of synergy, and communion. That's the number 45. So please stay here and listen to the introduction before you scoot off to your rising moon or sun sign, because this is going to give you the context that you need to learn about this shadow pattern. And also let me know in the comment box if you like me going through all the 12 signs with these shadow patterns, right? It's a way to personalize it more for you so you can really zone in, right, where you need to do your shadow work. And my part of my soul purpose is the number 8, which is all about authenticity. So that means that I help others find their authenticity, express their authenticity. So if you're new to the channel, I'm going to be creating a What's Neutrino Astrology short video soon, like what's all this about, so you have an understanding. And it's a good way to complement. If you follow other astrologers, this is a good way to complement the information that you're receiving. So shadow work is the most important work that you can do right now in your life. So basically this time is about your evolution as a soul. And in this new age of Aquarius, we're evolving into a whole new species of humanity. Now this has nothing to do with transhumanism, right? The 95% of our junk DNA, which isn't junk, is being awakened and activated by the central sun. And in turn, this energy is moving towards radiating towards our own solar sun. So we receive these frequencies through our pineal gland, that gland that sits in the center of your head. It's like an antenna, has crystals. And it's how we connect to higher dimensions. So the destructive consciousness that's ruled this planet for thousands of years is trying to prevent this evolution, through fluoride in the water, chemtrails, GMO food, right? So the mass awakening of humanity has been prophesized by the ancients. This is the new golden age, the Aquarian age. And just as a side note, I've got a workshop class with a meditation kriya on the pineal gland, protect and connect, right? If you want to check that out. So this new species that we're evolving into, the ones that are here on the front line, are no longer going to be ruled and manipulated by the reptilian brain. That's back here, right? This is the animal part of us. Remember, we have 3 parts: animal, human, angel. This is our instinctual self. It's motivated by fear and focused on survival, right? Sex, territory, money, and food. So most people on the planet, if you scratch the surface, right, of the nice clothes they're wearing and the nice car they're driving, they're ruled by the reptilian brains. So as a humanity, we're now splitting off, right? These other humans will be recycled, and they'll continue on their path of evolution. So we're really seeing this in 2021. So I pray that you're part of this new human that's evolving and moving into this new golden age. So in order to understand the shadow of domination that the solar eclipse is in, we need to take a little look at that reptilian brain. So the reptilian brain is connected to our animal self and our shadow. So with the reptilian brain, there's no gray areas. It's a white or black thinking. That's why it's so difficult to wake people up, right, around us. You may have experienced that yourself. Just put it in the comment box, right? Have you noticed? Well, this reptilian brain reacts, and it has no ability to see the big picture or connect to the divine, right? This is what this frontal lobe gives us. So we all have the reptilian brain, and we must transcend it, right? We all have the shadow, and we must transcend it. So here's a few qualities of the reptilian brain. Territorial, right? It's all about war and conflict. Fearful, reactive, worrying, aggressive, anxious, competitive, jealous, cold-blooded, controlling, punishing, hoarding, deceptive, manipulative, superior, exploitive, right? Wants to own people and things, and sees any kind of hard intelligence and empathy as a weakness, sees spirituality as a weakness. They're just believing in something that's invisible and that's not real, right? That kind of thinking. That's the reptilian brain. So how we've structured our society is from this reptilian brain. Now we need to talk about hierarchies. The shadow pattern is all about hierarchies. And this is the structure of power that we live under now, and it's collapsing. So the best way to describe it is a pyramid. And this pyramid structure is dismantling now as we speak. So hierarchies are about putting people in boxes. And have you noticed this? What do most people ask when they first meet you? Right? What do you do for a living? Where are you from? How old are you? What's your education? And so subconsciously, these answers to these questions determine how you will be treated. And then vice versa, how you'll be treating other people if you're ruled by your reptilian brain. This is the shadow of domination, right? And this is how our society has been structured. So imagine people forming a pyramid, right? What happens when someone from the lower part of the pyramid walks away? What happens to that pyramid? Well, it topples, doesn't it? And most people on the planet are holding up this old paradigm through their energy, through their attention, through their participation in the system. So this structure of power is collapsing as more and more people awaken on the planet. So it's like the Titanic, right? These structures are going down. They're dying. They're totally dying. We're not going back to normal, to these old structures, because they're not serving our evolution, right? But some people are like clinging on. What do I have to do to stay on this sinking Titanic? Or they're in complete denial that that Titanic is sinking. So what's the gift here of the 45 is synergy and communion. So this is about equality, that no one's higher or lower than another. This is a spiritual truth. But we're not all equal, right? You may think that yourself. No, we're not equal, right? Some have disabilities, some are poor, some have horrible lives of oppression. Well, this is the ego's version of equality. We have to have the same amount of money and resources. We need the same privileges. We need the same type of house, the same kind of car. Communism. That's the ego's version of equality. I'm talking about spiritual equality, which is something completely different. And we won't reach true equality without some kind of spiritual awakening en masse, right? If we try to control it from the external to bring equality on the external, that corrupt reptilian brain is going to take over all over again. So we really need an evolution of consciousness for true equality to emerge. So equality is the opposite of hierarchy. It's the recognition that we're all equal in the eyes of the divine. Yes, we have external differences, but there are human experiences, right? I'm male. I'm not materially wealthy. I'm white. I'm part Irish and French. I'm a spiritual astrologist. It's not who I am. This is my human experience in this incarnation, right? We're all having our human experiences, right? But we're all come from the infinite. So no matter what our human experience is, we all are deserving of love, respect, compassion, and mercy when we do wrong in the world. And no one is higher or lower than another. This is a spiritual truth. So anything that's not built on that equality is crumbling to the ground, so we can rebuild in something that's truly has this frequency of equality and synergy. So I mean, that thought in itself, that belief in itself will bring down that pyramid. So do you notice that the destructive reptilian consciousness is clinging, right, white knuckling it, clinging to control and power by getting that lower part of the pyramid to identify with their experience, their human experience, and fight with one another. Because as long as people are divided and fighting amongst themselves, it keeps that pyramid alive, right? So race, gender identity, sexual orientation, sex, right? It's all about keeping us divided. And the truth is, that's not who we are. Those are just experiences. The truth is at the core of our identity, which is we're all equal. So now let's talk about the greatest gift of this new moon, which is communion, right? We go from domination to communion. What's all that about? Well, communion is the solar plexus mutation, right? In 2027, that I talk about my 6-hour webinar, right? This mutation that's coming. And this is about we're reaching spirit awareness, right? We're moving from the mental awareness system into a spirit awareness system. This is vibrational awareness. It's felt perception. The way that we experience the world is completely changing. So communion is the experience of the divine in action through each one of us. So there's an Aquarian age sutra that's very appropriate for this shadow pattern and gift. Is recognize the other person as you. Recognize the other person as you. So I want to share a personal story about this sutra. Recognize the other person as you, and then this gift of communion, so you can tap into this energy. So this was quite a while ago. It was back when I had a job. So part of my duties in that position was once a year I would have to go and schmooze with these artists and patrons and at a bar setting in the evening, and I just dreaded it because I don't enjoy chit chat and small talk and the superficiality and being overwhelmed with the energy of insecurity and all that other stuff, right, as an empath at that time. So I steeled myself up, and it's like, okay, I'm going to go, and I'm going to set my timer for an hour. I'm going to go shake hands, work the room, and then I'm out of there, right, just for an hour. So I'm there, and I'm making the rounds, and I've got 10 minutes to go, and right, a person leaves me. And then I see this man from across the bar, and he's heading straight for me. And I'm like, oh, God, what does he want? And all I could see was darkness on him, like dark energy. So and then go into victim, like, why me? I hate this part of my job, and how can I get out of here? And I felt cornered. So as he was walking towards me, I just put out a little prayer, and I said, please, God, let me see this person through your eyes. I didn't do this, right? I just did it inside. So anyway, as he showed up, I looked him in the eye, and he completely shifted. And he was like the most beautiful man that I had ever seen. And it wasn't about outer features. It was something deeper, right? It was much, much deeper. And all that darkness just disappeared. And so he said, I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart how much you've helped me through some really dark times, right? And I just want to thank you so much for the work that you do, right? And I just received it, and we had talked about some other things. So when I left and I was walking home and reflecting on that experience, it was very emotional for me, and I felt so humbled by that. First, I saw how my perception was completely clouded and distorted by shadow, and I wasn't perceiving correctly, right? So secondly, it felt like the divine experiencing itself through me and this other person, right? That's communion. And that energy was spiritually nurturing to me. I mean, I really felt like my soul was fed through this interaction. And it wasn't necessarily what we were talking about. It was just that energy flow, right? This openness and authenticity. So this is where we're headed as a humanity, right? The ones that are taking this road into the golden age is communion. And this is the solar plexus mutation that I talk about. So, okay, so let's go to the individual, you. And let's talk about how you can work with this shadow pattern of domination and gift of communion in your life, right? Equality. So it takes awareness of the dynamics of the shadow. Okay, so shadow work is you just watch your thoughts, you watch your emotions that surface when you're interacting with people, and you watch your behavior. So you need to become self-aware of what is going on within me, right? Because these shadows can be unconscious. They can rule you in an unconscious way. And so what happens is when you get the awareness of it, it's like, that's exactly what Michael was talking about. Boom. That's it. That's all you have to do. It starts to heal. It starts to unfold, right? And within that shadow is a gift. And then you transcend this reptilian consciousness that's ruled us for thousands of years, and you claim the gift. So this eclipse energy is really going to help you with that for the next 6 months. So we need to talk about the archetype of the bully and the doormat. And this is how you're going to experience the shadow. You may experience the shadow. I don't want to define your experience. You may experience the shadow in your life. And it's going to usually come through another person. It's very difficult to see our own shadow. So if you want to go deeper into this work, especially with this bully doormat dynamic, go to my Inner Child program, 6 weeks, right? And I'm extending my $100 off discount. You just need to type innocence in the discount code. And so this is especially true if you were a child of a narcissistic parent. Okay, and it talks about being an empath too. Lots of things, step by step, 6 weeks, and it teaches you how to set boundaries. Okay, so you can see here you've got the bully and the doormat. So it takes two to slam dance, as they say. So these are the two sides of the shadow pattern, just so you have a better understanding. So the doormat has no boundaries. The bully has brick walls for boundaries, uncompromising. The doormat is compliant, and the bully is controlling. The doormat's dependent on others. The bully is independent in a pathological way, right? I don't need anyone. It's all coming from the ego. The doormat feels powerless. The bully is controlling and dominating. Powerless meaning no choice. They don't believe they have a choice, the doormat. The doormat trusts everyone, very gullible. The bully trusts no one. It's very suspicious of everyone. The doormat stuffs their anger, so turns their anger inward, and this is expressed as depression. And the bully rages out of control. The doormat is focused on others, and the bully is focused only on the self. So focused on others means like in an unhealthy way, at their own expense. The doormat's obedient. The bully is oppressive. The doormat gives their power away, and the bully takes power. The doormat takes all the blame, while the bully blames others. And the doormat feels inferior, so undervalues themselves. And the bully feels superior and overvalues themselves. So the bully and the doormat, they need each other. One doesn't exist without the other. It's the same frequency, right? This is the shadow, but different expressions of it. So there's no victim in this. Both are actually in the victim consciousness. And we can switch from one to the other depending on the people who are in front of us, right? The reptilian brain only knows dominate or be dominated. It's all black and white, right? There's no gray areas. And to transcend that, you go into, you can see all perspectives when you transcend this reptilian consciousness. So the solar eclipse in Gemini, the 45th gene key. And this will give you a little bit more information about where to look. Okay? Okay, so there's the chart for this new moon eclipse. And you can see that the sun is in the 45, the moon is in the 45, and Mercury is in retrograde in the 45, all assisting us on our evolution. This is how you have to think of the energy, right? Nothing's holding you back. This is all required for our evolution into this whole new species. So let's talk about Aries, rising, sun, moon, or sun. It's best to look at your rising sign, and I'll put a link below so that you can get your astrology chart for free. Astro.com to find out what your rising sign, your moon, and your sun. You should know already. Okay, these are good things to know, especially if you're following my channel and other astrologers. Okay, so Aries, it's going to happen for you in the 3rd house. So this can be bully behavior with siblings or your neighbors, people that you see every day. So insecurity with one of your siblings who maybe has been a bully to you in your life, maybe even violent towards you as a child, right? So it could be a bully neighbor. So this eclipse, you may suddenly set a boundary, right? I won't have you treat me like this anymore. So you could receive a text message or an email that prompts you the need to set this boundary. So remember, shadow work can be emotional. It brings up fear, right? I don't want to piss them off. I'm going to tiptoe around this. This is all your inner child, right? So it can bring up an experience of equality between you and this person where you come into truth, right? So you can also be on the receiving end too, right? A doormat will stand up to you and showing you, oh, I'm being a little bit of a bully with my neighbor or my sibling, right? It's just about course correction. Okay, so Taurus, rising, moon, or sun. This is all going to take place. It's all going to go down in your 2nd house. So bully behavior that affects your sense of self-value. Perhaps even your mind, your own mind, memories from the past coming up, right? Telling you that you're no good or worthless, or having memories that bring those feelings out in you. Well, this eclipse will start releasing memories from your own subconscious mind. So standing up to your own bully mind, setting a boundary with your own bully mind, where you no longer react to your mind, the thoughts of your mind. And this is to get you to value yourself as the divine values you, right? As the divine values your contribution, right? Do you value your own contribution to the world? And it's to make you more reliant on the divine rather than another person for your material security, right? To know that you are equal to others. Okay, let's go for Gemini, rising, moon, or sun. Well, you're the star of the party, right? You're really going to really feel this eclipse energy because it's affecting your sense of self. It's a big change to your identity and ego structure. So there could be a bully that's been attacking you at a core level, right? Judgmental towards your body, your appearance. And this affects how you show up in your life. It can bring up a lot of shame around your body, right? That person, the bully person, may have that perfect body and is attractive, right? And they're imposing themselves on you. You should exercise more. You should eat what I eat. That kind of thing. Well, the eclipse energy is going to make you set a boundary. You know, I really appreciate your feedback, and I'm really happy for you. That works for you. But I need to do what's right for me, right? So this eclipse energy will help you to create a different relationship, that you have to your body, into your whole identity, really, and you'll show up in a completely different way in your life. Okay, let's go for Cancer. Cancer, rising, moon, or sun is going to happen in the 12th house, the eclipse. And this is very karmic, and it goes back to your ancestors. And maybe you have this theme of bully doormat through your ancestral line, right? The doormat never standing up to the bully. And this wound continues down the line to you, the awakened one. Someone from your past may show up, right? Mercury retrograde is always past stuff, reflection, right? Remember, it's conjunct with the moon and the sun. So someone from your past may show up to play the bully so that you can feel secure in yourself and finally set that boundary and finally be free of this ancestral wound that you're carrying. Also something that's been previously hidden to you, maybe a skeleton or two in the closet from way far back, will be illuminated, right? Mercury's about information. Oh, and you'll say, that's where that comes from. This is why I find it so challenging to stand up to my partner, like that sort of thing. Okay, Leo in the 11th house. Leo, rising, moon, sun. In the 11th house. This has to do with your friendship. Maybe there's a friend that's a bully. Maybe you've always had a bully friend, right? Maybe different names, different body, but same frequency. And you haven't been able to set boundaries with them. You know those people? It's like you're in their presence and you just like, what happened to me? You just lose yourself. Well, right? So maybe you feel this powerlessness in their presence. Not everybody, but certain people, right? And maybe you're done with this doormat bully dynamic within the friends in your life. I'm just the prayer, the intention, please, I'm done with this dynamic. Maybe you felt too inferior even to have hopes and wishes for your future, and you gave up on your aspirations, that you had early on in your life. You just gave them up. Perhaps this new eclipse energy will give you some new friends where this energy of equality is prevalent, right? So setting boundaries of what you won't put up with in your friendships any longer. So what kind of new friends do you want to attract? Be open to new groups of friends, right? Remember, the eclipse is faded. So let go of friends leaving. Bye-bye, you're leaving. Right? And open to new friends entering your life that have this energy of synergy and equality, right? In communion. This also can apply to your internet, right? If you're a YouTuber or whatever, your internet following. So new followers, that kind of thing. Okay, Virgo rising, sun or moon. And the 10th house is going down. 10th house is government, police, or some other outer authority. So it could be a bully boss, right? It could be your own father. It could be your partner and someone else who's like a dominating father to you. So this eclipse can get you to stand up to this bully who will be male, right? 10th house is male, or very male-like, right? Setting a boundary, right? The test is to set the boundary. I've really had enough of tiptoeing around this person's ego. You're not my father. I'm an adult. And so when this boundary is set, right, with this person, well, look out, right? It's going to influence your career. Doors will start to open because you're taking your power back. Right? So this could be your thrust in a position of authority where you become a boss, where you take charge of your own career. Libra, rising, moon, or sun in the 9th house. This is all about your belief system, how you view the world. So there could be someone in your life who's being a bully towards you and imposing their belief system on you. Right? So maybe you've been the doormat and just taking that on, hook, line, and sinker. someone else's belief pattern, someone else's worldview. Or perhaps you've been bullish and stubborn about your own belief system, right? Refusing to open your mind. So this bully could be a spiritual teacher, right? My way's the only way. So this is the house of spirituality. So the eclipse will bring a whole brand new worldview, a new sense of spirituality for you that's yours, authentic to you, not someone else's. So you may be reflecting on your past relationship to your spirituality, right? And the boundaries that you set allow you to claim your power, right? And then you become a spiritual warrior, which is fighting from the heart. So this eclipse can expand your point of view so that you don't stay so narrow-minded, right? So in opening your intuition. Okay, Scorpio. It's all going down in the 8th house. So the bully could be someone that you depend upon for money. Someone that pays for your expenses, and in return, you're the doormat. You play the doormat, and they tell you what to do. They say jump, you say oh I. So this could be government checks, right? Stimulus. Could be parental support or support from your spouse, right? Support from someone else. And now the eclipse says, time for you to let go of the shame and set a boundary and trust in the divine, not a person. So let go of your attachment to this person or institution who's been supporting you. And also this is about power, where you've been giving your power away or taking others' power away. So this eclipse is getting you secure in your relationship to the unknown, right? It's about letting go of control. And you can either do it kicking or screaming, or you can just do it willingly. It's your choice. Okay, let's go for Sagittarius. And this is going down in the 7th house for rising sun, moon. This has to do with your marriage partner or other people in your life. So it could be clients or business partners who are bullying you, someone that you have a contract with. So it could even be your landlord, right? Someone you have a business contract with. And you can't seem to stand up to them. And you acquiesce every time, right? And you become the doormat. And it could also have to do with some kind of legal matter too. And maybe you've been pulled in to a legal matter, right? So, or some obligation could bring a bully to you. And remember, it's all about setting that boundary with the person and to be free with the shadow pattern. Okay, so let's go for Capricorn. Rising sun, moon. This is all going down in your 6th house. So this could be feeling bullied by debt that you owe. Feeling trapped by your debt. Feeling bullied by your work, your job, your daily routines. Right? So the bully can take place in your own self, right? Because we've got both. Bully doormat within us. Not feeling useful in the world. Feeling like a slave to your daily routine. Or serving too much, right? Can also become an addiction, a slave to an addiction. And your mental health and physical health could be affected, right? Not sleeping, things like that. Your nervous system. So the boundary is that you need to set is to take care of your own health. And so eclipse energy could bring new daily routines, new health routines, balancing service with rest and relaxation. Maybe the people you serve are getting bullish with you, not appreciating what you do for them, right? Expecting, demanding more and more from you. And also could be that worrying mind bullying you, obsessive, right? Can't let go and trust. Okay, let's go for Aquarius, rising moon or sun, and it's taking place in the 5th house. So feeling bullied by someone that's affecting your self-confidence and self-expression. A bully that's taking your joy away, your creativity, right? A bully where you're not taking time for play because you're too busy taking care of them, right? This bullish person could be like a child, a child in an adult body, right? Throwing tantrums, right? Or it could be your own child. So it's about setting some kind of boundary with this person, and the eclipse will bring you new forms of creativity and play in your life, so you enjoy life again, right? Solar eclipses are about giving gifts, right? And then last on the roster is Pisces, rising, moon or sun. So this is all going down in your 4th house. And so this bully may be coming from your family of origin, usually a mother. So if your mother passed on, it could be memories of your mother surfacing who bullied you in the past. So it can bring up a lot of emotions, anger, sadness, or fear, right? That's the 4th house is the emotional house. So some kind of bully could be affecting your home life in a negative way, right? Living with you or very close by. This can affect your internal stability and security. So set the boundary and feel emotionally secure and take care of your inner child that was bullied and learn to be a doormat in order to cope. This is a very emotional house, so you have to be gentle with yourself. So thank you to those that listened the whole way through. So let me know if you enjoy this format and if it helps you to do your shadow work. So please write your comments below. Okay? And you can follow me on Instagram. I got a Facebook group. I'm on Telegram. I love Telegram. And Bitchute. And better yet, sign up for my free newsletter, and that way we can stay in contact. And I only send it out once a week. No soupy sales. So there's $100 off still for my inner child program. I've extended it, and recorded readings. Remember, those are available to you too, and they show you how you are designed to make decisions in your life and what you need to nurture, how you nurture your body, your mind, your soul, according to your unique chart. So it's 1.5 hours of information that's unique to you. So enjoy the eclipse, because right, it's going to be happening ripples for 6 months, and let's watch the effects out in the world, right, as these institutions start crumbling. And there's nothing to fear, right, as long as you stay centered in your core, in your heart, in your soul. Okay, you're going to be fine. Okay, so I'll see you next video, and have a great day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Sat Nam Aloha.